What is going on with you Virgos? How you Virgos doing? So you have the Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and then you Virgos also have the Four of Cups. So these three cards for you Virgos represent how a lot of you Virgos have a lot of options. You're doing great. Your life is going quite well. And the Four of Cups just represents how other people are kind of having an issue that they're not with you anymore. Um, you know, Virgos get this, unfortunately, right? Us as Virgos, because I'm a Virgo myself, we get a poor reputation of, oh, we run around doing people dirty and breaking people's hearts. I mean, some of us can, when we in our player stage, if we are players. But then a lot of us are not. It's just that we end up breaking a lot of people's hearts because of their own delusion of grandeur, right? They try to turn it on us when us as Virgos don't fall prey to the games that they're playing. And then what they do is they end up spinning it and being like, oh, you Virgos did me dirty. And it's like, then when you find out what their idea of dirty was, is you Virgos just didn't fall prey to their games. You know what I mean? You didn't actually really do anything really bad to them. Probably actually was end up being quite transparent and truthful and honest with them. They just wasn't on that type of time. And so you Virgos feel good. You shouldn't really have any kind of ops, because you Virgos are doing your thing, right? You're not really generally doing people dirty, nor are you looking to. And so the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles represents, again, you have a strong, loving support system. Even if it's you Virgos by yourself, you do not feel lonely. You may be physically alone for the ones of you who are alone, but you don't feel lonely. You don't feel closed in. For you other Virgos who are sociable, you got a lot of great things going for you socially. A lot of people want to see your face. They want to see what you got going on. They want to know that you're good. They like you. They want you to generally be around them. Like I said, things are going well. Things are going really good. Things are going really good. And then now you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Sun card, which this Knight of Pentacles and the Sun card represents how a lot of other people also, this is a time where I'm seeing that a lot of people want to learn from you Virgos. Like, what makes you Virgos so special? Why is it that you Virgos are the way that you are? Irresistible, basically. And being unpredictable. People like a little bit of unpredictability. How intelligent a lot of you Virgos are. People can appreciate it. How quick-witted, right? You Virgos are. We're creative. We can think about something on the fly if our mind is on that. Because sometimes our mind could be on some nonsense, but if our mind is on that, then yeah, we can be very quick-witted, great people. Very resourceful. We could pull a rabbit out of our hat. You know what I mean? Just something out of nothing. And so a lot of people are looking at us like the example to live, to set for themselves. And my suggestion to you Virgos is to continue to do that. Follow what I did. Do what I do. And continue to set an example. The other day I was in the street with my mother. We was handling some business. And got her a muffin. She was hungry. Got her a muffin because she said she wanted one. Got her a muffin and got her a Coca-Cola, or no, it was a Pepsi. And she was having a blast. You know what I mean? She was having a great time. She was like, "You want one?" She was like, "You want some?" I was like, "No, no, no, no. You go ahead. You go ahead." And other people in the street was kind of like, "Oh, you doing your thing," and I'm just like, So I mean, ultimately, people love us for our authenticity. Virgo is a zodiac sign that can genuinely care about another person when they're doing bad. And so that's another trait that's admirable. Now, granted, we do have to watch out for that just in case if people will try to take advantage of that. But as long as you know the game, as long as you have the preparation, which is anytime you're being, anytime someone's running game on you, stay away from them. You should be good. And then you Virgos also have the Hermit, and then you Virgos also have the Two of Pentacles. So not only that, but you Virgos are also like getting to know, how do I say this? Like you Virgos are like, I guess you could say reacquainting yourselves, but it's deeper than that. You Virgos are more so kind of like you're doing the Michael Jordan thing, right? Which is where you basically show up, handle your business, and then you lay low for a little bit. So it's like a strategic pop up. You popping up wherever it is that you gonna be. You're minding your business is the point that I'm making. You're doing your thing, and people enjoy that too because you're not like overstaying your welcome. You know what I mean? And the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles represents, they're actually getting upset with you, Virgos, for not sticking around a lot more. But you Virgos know the deal. Show up, hang out for a little bit, and then bounce. Then lay low for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm living my life. I suggest you Virgos do the same thing because you never get people upset. You never get people being like, oh, does this Virgo have a home? What's gonna, it's always welcoming whenever it is that you come around because you're not around all the time, right? You're around enough, you're trustworthy. You're around enough. You bring resources, right? You're trustworthy. You have a value as a human. You have value as a human being, but at the same time, like I said before, you know what I'm gonna say? Repetition breeds contempt. Sometimes, us as Virgos have a bad habit of, people being around us, and they don't know whether or not they coming or going sometimes. So it's like people can be very confused sometimes. The planet Mercury rules confusion. When a person doesn't know what they're doing, right? The mercurial mind of not knowing what they're doing can end up creating confusion because they back and forth. As to where with us Virgos, we actually function being mercurial or not necessarily being the most predictable. People always talk so much about how it is that Virgos are boring. I don't know. It must be one of those lies because I don't know what these people are talking about when they say that Virgos are boring. I've never met a boring Virgo in my life, including myself. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, you Virgos ultimately people just want to be around you. And so the situation with that is the World card right here. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying this reading and you want to get a reading from me, okay, you can get one at the link below, called the Linktree link. It's in the comment section. Also, if you'd like to get a birth chart reading in any one of my books that are on Amazon, all of that is pinned down below in the comment section, the Linktree link. So thanks. So you have the World card right here. So the World is all about how, again, the world is open to you. And the World card is actually the best card to end a reading on, right? One of the best cards because it shows that ultimately the things that you Virgos wanted are manifesting themselves. They're actually happening. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands, the Strength card, the Sun card, Five of Cups, and then you have the Four of Cups to clarify the Knight of Pentacles for you Virgos. So to clarify, right, the Knight of Pentacles, remember how it is that I said that a lot of people kind of look at you Virgos as a role model, right? The Page of Wands, the Strength card, and the Sun card right here speaks to how you Virgos are in a situation where um, the way that they're looking at you, like I said before, Page of Wands, the Strength card, the Sun card, both of these, Strength and Sun, are Leo. They're looking at you like strong individuals. They look at you Virgos like you set the example to walk with your head held high. You know, you Virgos set the example of, you know, of carrying yourself with grace, carrying yourself with dignity, you know, taking good care of yourself, making sure that your health is good, you know, mentally, physically, all that good stuff. You know, not letting anyone get to you and get you on your nerves and bring you down. Now, you would say that about Leo, but it seems as if some of the Leo, this is why you got Leo, some of the Leo is rubbing off on you, where you're not allowing other people to take your inner joy from you. You know, and they look at you like I said, as an example. And the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups represents, and they also look at you like a person who, you know, is an individual who has a strong direction, who has a strong sense of direction about you. You know where it is that you are going. You have a, you know, you wanna control your destiny. You know, the Five of Cups represents how they're looking at you Virgos like they need to take some of that and maybe some of your determination and your vision that you have for your life will rub off on them. And so this is a situation for you Virgos where, you know, they just look up to you. They look up to you very deeply. You know what I mean? They look up to you. You have people around you, Virgos, that look up to you very deeply. Now, let's clarify the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups right here, like I said before earlier in the reading, represents how those people, basically, you have people that didn't really want to be patient. They wanted to play games. They wanted to get on your nerves. You're not with them, but they still wish that you were with them. Let's see what's going on with them. Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, yeah, Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, Six of Pentacles, yeah. They're quite delusional because Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Remember how it is that I was saying back earlier in the reading about how, like, you know, they will spin it on you Virgos and spin the story and make it seem like you Virgos done them wrong. That's exactly what they're doing, because the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands speaks to how they're looking at it like, oh, you just left so quickly. You know, you didn't even give them a chance. If only you would come back. They should have known. You just left so quickly. Yeah, because you Virgos are not playing that. You Virgos know the game. So the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles is about, they're looking at it like you left so quickly. You Virgos didn't even give them a chance to actually show you what value they could have brought to the table. This is the delusion that I keep referring to about how sometimes people get confused because they don't really know what they're doing around you Virgos, because they're not accustomed to the treatment that you really be giving them. And so they give you a problem. Let's clarify the World card. You have the Hermit, Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and then you have the Tower to clarify the World card. So the Hermit to clarify the World card, right? So the Hermit is Virgo. So you showed up in your own reading, right? Like I said, all the things that you Virgos wanted manifesting themselves, right? It's happening. You know, the life that you see for yourself is happening. The Three of Swords and the people that were, the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles, the people that were too impatient to be around you, to take you Virgo seriously, you know, now they are the ones that has to deal with that issue because They didn't want to take you, Virgo, seriously when you were telling them what you wanted, or, they didn't want to see the potential, right? You are already showing them good signs right now, immediately. But you basically were already on the road to doing even greater things. They didn't want to be patient. So now they have to deal with it. And so the Nine of Pentacles and the Tower card represents now everything that you Virgos have known is about to change for the better, because your life is getting much better. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.